If you are not aware, progressive news website Salon.com has been posting a few articles about pedophiles. Not even just about pedophiles, these articles are written by pedophiles. One of these pedophiles is named Todd Nickerson. A really handsome guy, that Todd. Now, those of you who religiously browse Encyclopedia Dramatica may have heard this name before, but we'll get to that later. Now, I'm going to leave a link to these articles in the description below, because I'm going to have to be referencing some of the batshit insane... I'm sorry, excuse me. I gotta check my microaggressions. Dear Holy Anita, I am sorry for my ableist language and pedophobic statement. Amen. What I meant to say is, I will be referencing some of the lovely content Mr. Nickerson has laid out for me here. Here we are. Todd Nickerson's greatest achievement, something he likes to call virtuous pedophiles. A support forum for the cool pedophiles that swear to God, Jesus, and Muhammad that they're not going to touch your children. Let's check it out. Something you're going to notice fairly shortly after visiting verped.org is that there are no links to the support forums. That's because that rascal Todd and his virtuous friends have it hidden. Now, why would a bunch of saintly, virtuous folks like these guys want to hide their posts? Well, luckily for you guys, I did a little bit of behind-the-scenes work and got my way into the forums. Let's check out the Pedophile Holy Land. So here we are. Verped support forums. Looks innocent enough, but let's dig a little bit deeper, shall we? Okay, this post is entitled Don't Flirt with Minors Online. So, it sounds good. That sounds good. That's good. That's something good to say to these people. But let's read it. Let's see if he walks the walk. If he doesn't just talk the talk. This is something I've always had trouble with. I see someone on Twitter or Instagram that looks pretty cute, and I start to follow them and send nice messages. It's just complete strangers on the internet. What could happen? Well, a lot could happen. Never, and I mean never, do something online you wouldn't do face-to-face. It takes so little for a person to get on the wrong side of you and leak all the messages you've sent. Now, why would that be a problem if these are just innocent messages? You know, if these were just innocent messages, why would that be a problem? We all know how easy it is to share things around. Suddenly, everyone may know you've been flirting with a minor. My God. See, all right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Do what you can to stay away from young girls' profiles online. I know it's tempting, but many of them have their parents on social media too. Oh, those dastardly parents. And they will notice you. Remember, it takes very little before a problem can become real. Has anyone else had experience with this too? Now, when you first glance at this with the title, you'd be like, okay, maybe these are some virtuous guys who are just trying to, help out. And in the long run, they just want to protect kids, right? That's their goal. But when you read a lot of this stuff and a lot of this advice on here, this is in the strategies for staying safe section. A lot of it's just, it's all in self-interest. It's not to protect the kids because they don't give a shit. All they care about is themselves, and they just want to be able to have their disgusting, I don't even want to call it a fetish. It's a fucking mental disorder, what these people have. And they need to get real help, not this forum that actually has them indulge in their fantasies, which I'll show you up next. Alright, so this is probably one of the most disturbing things I found on this site, because it's not just a sick fantasy, it's something that one of these people actually went out and did. And the responses to this on the forum seem to be pretty overwhelmingly positive, saying that what this guy did wasn't bad. So let me read it. I might not read all of it, but I'm definitely going to read some of it. Back in '06, I was working as a manager in a retail store. The business plan was set up in such a way that you really got to know your customers. Well, one day this 6-year-old walked in and I swear the heavens opened up and put a halo of light around her head. So that first time I was in love. I gave her a balloon and I had just bought and some candy from another kid, so I gave her one of them. The next time I seen her, she was selling cookies. So I bought $400 worth, which made her win Girl of the Year. There was a breakfast for her and got her award, and she wanted me to go. Well, that kicked off a ton of stuff. After that, every time she came in, she would run into my arms and hug and kiss me on the cheek. I wouldn't let her kiss me in the mouth. Well, her parents didn't have a lot of money, and there was a movie she was talking about wanting to see with her mom. All right, let's skip forward a little bit. I would tell her that such a pretty princess needed to be spoiled. She did, after some protests. Well, she gets out and I go get her night clothes, and I find all her mom sent was panties. She was dressed and I put on a movie and she crawled up in my lap and I snuggled in. All I could do was stare. And of course I had a reaction to her laying on my lap. Well, she fell asleep and I realized how easy it was to cross the line. She was sleeping and trusted me 100%. I had to pay attention to my hands to make sure they didn't go anywhere they shouldn't. I had to take some personal time 5 times that night, meaning he had to go jack off. This is disgusting. He bought a skirt, pink denim, very short. He buys her these little clothes, dressed her up. This isn't even his kid. Even if it was his kid, that'd probably be even more disgusting. But this is disgusting. This is an adult who is cuddling up with a 6-year-old, buying her skimpy clothes, and jacking off when he's supposed to be babysitting. It's really, really just sick. Here we see a comment from Creasy here that says this gentleman, JJ, wasn't grooming this child, when clearly he was. We all know he was. Come on. He says here that, yeah, he never intended to have sex with her, but I think we're going to find a little contradiction here. A couple posts later, JJ says, okay, yes, I so wanted to cross that line. I wanted it so bad. See, these people shouldn't be allowed to be around children, yet they have forums like this where they congregate and talk about how they have jobs with kids, they meet kids. And speaking of being around kids, I'm going to show you Todd Nickerson's Encyclopedia Dramatica right now. Alright, here we are, Todd's ED page, the poster child for Verped. The one who's going out and about and preaching the good word. Yeah, I'll leave the entire article in the description so you guys can take a look at the ED page here. But as you can see, so this doesn't sound so virtuous to me. When young girls go naked, I am liable to drool. Little smiley face. Here's the most egregious one, I believe. Believe whatever you like. I have 3 little girlfriends in my life right now that I see semi-regularly. That's plenty for me. I wish I got to see them more often, but such is life. In addition, I get to see the smiling, happy faces of little girls at work almost every day. Most days, that's all I need to feel happy. Jesus Christ. So I think I've made the argument here pretty well that Todd, even Todd himself, is not as virtuous as he'd like you to believe. I'm just going to play a little montage for you guys of all of the wonderful posts that you can find on the Verped forums, just so you can get more of an idea of what I've seen here, because if I sat and explained and read all of the terrible, disgusting things I found on this site, this video would be like 4 hours long, if not longer. So, without further ado, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to content on the Verped forums. I'm going to cut this video short for now. This will be in episode 1, potentially in episode 2, probably in episode 2, because there is tons of depraved things that I need to show and expose about this disgusting website and these disgusting people. Full disclosure, I did notice a few users on the site that seemed to be on the right track, but they are being pulled down by these other users, and I'll probably do a video on that as well, about how they're just trying to perpetuate and turn this into another orientation, like just being heterosexual or homosexual. So I'll see you guys next time.